The Golden State Warriors have already put together one of the smartest off seasons in the NBA, but I don't think they are done yet. They've completely transformed their front court, they've maintained financial flexibility, and they still have room to make a few more moves that could turn them into legitimate championship contenders. With NBA free agency coming right around the corner, I want to break down where the Warriors roster currently stands, why I still believe they have a few more holes to fill, and then go over 5 free agents I believe the team should seriously consider signing. So without further ado, let's roll the intro. Yo, what's up guys, Jason here back with another video. If it's your first time watching, I cover the Golden State Warriors every single day on YouTube, along with other NBA news, trades, and rumors on YouTube Shorts, TikTok, and Instagram Reels. So if you're a basketball fan, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and you do not want to miss any of my future upload. Now, let's first start what the Golden State Warriors have already accomplished this offseason. First, they signed Al Horford back to a 2-year, $14 million contract, which I think is one of the best value signings of free agency. Even at this stage of his career, Al Horford still gives you elite basketball IQ, championship experience, decent rim protection, and the ability to stretch the floor. He is exactly the kind of veteran every contender wants in their locker room. And then yesterday, they brought back Kristaps Porzingis on a 2-year, $40 million deal. This is definitely more of a high-risk, high-reward move because health has always been the biggest question for Porzingis, but given he's made over $30 million last season, 2-year $40 makes perfect sense for me. And without a doubt, Porzingis gives the Warriors something they've been missing for years, a true center who can protect the rim while also knocking down threes. He's a perfect fit next to Steph Curry because defenders are forced to respect him everywhere on the court. And then last week during the draft, the Golden State Warriors used their first round pick on Yaxel Lindenberg out of Michigan, one of the most seasoned college prospects. As a rookie, he will carry a cap hit of around $6 million, and overall, I love his athleticism, versatility, size, and defensive upside. And to be honest, I think he's going to be playing heavy minutes early on. Now, collectively, Al Horford, Kristaps Porzingis, and Yaxel Lindenberg will combine to make roughly $33 million next season. For 3 key frontcourt players, that's outstanding value, especially when you compare it to what other contenders are paying their big man. The Golden State Warriors have completely rebuilt their frontcourt without sacrificing their financial flexibility. With that, let's now take a look at the rest of the roster. Steph Curry will make roughly $62.5 million next season, and honestly, there's not much to discuss here. He's still the face of the franchise, he's still one of the best players in basketball, and every single move the Warriors make should be around maximizing what remains of his championship window. As long as Steph Curry is still wearing a Warriors jersey, the team should be trying to win now. And then there's Jimmy Butler. He'll make approximately $56.8 million next season, and this is where I think Golden State has a huge decision to make. And truth be told, that is a huge contract, especially considering he is recovering from a torn ACL injury and likely wouldn't be available for next season early on. If your goal is to compete for a championship immediately, then it doesn't make a lot of sense to justify having nearly $57 million tied up to a player who cannot help you on the court. That's why I've continued to say I think Jimmy Butler should be traded if the Warriors can land a superstar. And Anthony Davis remains the name that makes the most sense to me. If Washington is willing to move him, Golden State should absolutely explore that possibility. And then Moses Moody is another interesting case. He is recovering from a season-ending patellar tendon tear, one of the more difficult injuries for basketball players. Most players take around 6 months to just fully heal, and then it often takes close to a full year before they're back to their previous level athletically. Fortunately, Moses Moody is only 23 years old, so I still think he will recover well. His $12.5 million cap hit is still very reasonable, and if he returns to form within the first couple months of the season, he will continue to be one of the Warriors' better two-way guards. And then you have Brandon Podziemski, Guy Santos, and Will Richard. These 3 players will combine for roughly $12.5 million as well against the cap, and that's incredible value. Now, I know most Warriors fans have different opinions about Podziemski, but given he is still on his rookie deal, I don't mind the cap hit at all given his contribution. Guy Santos continues to improve every single year, and Will Richard has plenty of upsides as a young player going into his sophomore year. Having these productive rotational players on affordable contracts gives the Warriors the flexibility to spend bigger money elsewhere. So with that, here are the 5 free agents I think the Golden State Warriors should target. Number 1, Javonte Green. I think he'll be one of the most underrated pickups the Warriors could make this offseason. At 6'5" with the 7-foot wingspan, he's exactly the kind of defensive wing Golden State Warriors values. The 6'5" off guard is a strong defender who can guard multiple positions, and last season he shot 38.1% from deep, which gives him real value as a floor spacer. Even more impressive, at age 32, he was the only member of the Detroit Pistons last season to play all 82 games, which says a lot about his durability and reliability over a full season. He doesn't need the ball, he defends at a high level, and he fits perfectly into a low usage, high impact role next to Steph Curry. Number 2, I have Chris Boucher. He's long, athletic, and brings energy every night. He can defend multiple positions, block shots, and knock down the occasional three-pointer. Boucher actually signed a minimum contract with the Boston Celtics this past offseason, but he was dumped to the Jazz along with his second-round pick, so Boston could duck under the luxury tax. What's interesting here is that his career started with the Golden State Warriors on a 2-way contract before he went to play 7 seasons for the Raptors, where for a stretch, he was one of the best bench bigs in the entire league. Obviously, he wouldn't have to play huge minutes, but he will give the Golden State Warriors one more key defender off the bench who already knows what it takes to contribute in a winning environment. And number 3, quickly, give me Gary Payton II if he is available. Warriors fans already know exactly what he brings. Elite parameter defense, incredible chemistry with Steph and Draymond, and complete familiarity with Steve Kerr's system. I still firmly believe GP2 can be the defensive anchor for the Warriors in the backcourt, and sometimes the best move is bringing back somebody who already knows exactly how to help you win. And number 4, I'm going to group together Anthony Simons and Colin Sexton. According to Clutch Points, the Golden State Warriors continue to explore secondary guard options and still maintain interest in both players. Now for me, I think this makes perfect sense because they are both offense-heavy guards who can provide exactly what Golden State was missing last season. One of the Warriors' biggest problems was generating offense consistently whenever Steph Curry went to the bench. Too often, the Warriors' offense would completely stall without Curry on the floor. Anthony Simons is an explosive scorer who can shoot from deep and create his own shot, while Colin Sexton thrives attacking the basket and constantly puts pressure on opposing defenses. Neither player will be asked to replace Steph, but either one could lead the second unit and give the Warriors a much-needed scoring punch whenever Steph Curry is resting. If Golden State wants to keep this offense afloat for all 48 minutes, these are 2 names I will watch very closely. And lastly, my number 5 target is Seth Curry. I know a lot of people will immediately think about the storyline of the Curry brothers finally playing together, but this isn't just about the family connection. Seth Curry is still one of the best 3-point shooters in the league, and putting him next to Steph will create even more spacing for Golden State's offense. Obviously, he wouldn't need a huge amount of minutes, just come off the bench, knock down some threes, and provide instant scoring whenever Steph rests. He's also someone who understands how to play without the ball, which is exactly what Steve Kerr's offense demands. Last season, Steph Curry only appeared for a small number of games for the Warriors, but let's be honest, seeing Steph and Seth Curry wearing the same Warriors jersey would be one of the coolest moments in NBA history. Overall, I think the Golden State Warriors have quietly put together one of the smartest offseasons in the NBA. If they can acquire both Anthony Davis and LeBron James, which is very possible at this point, if they can also bring in 1 or 2 quality players in free agency, I firmly believe the Golden State Warriors will enter next season as one of the title favorites. But now I want to hear from you guys. Which player do you think the Golden State Warriors should target? And is there someone I left off this list? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Alright guys, that's all we got for today's video. If you enjoyed this content, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and follow me on social media, all linked below in the description box. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.